afternoon, everybody. This is my first recorded YouTube video, and I am used to doing a lot of live shows, TV shows, big groups of people, and now I decided to challenge myself with my own YouTube channel. Today I will give readings for people that I've chosen from my 2 Facebook pages, and I also have a public persona profile. And I wanted to start off with Christine Swart, who asked me whether she's going to meet somebody in her future. Christine, what I saw is that the last 2-3 years really challenged you in finding your own respect, your own love, and your own way of nurturing self, which brought a lot of conflict into your life also with family, and to really learn to nurture yourself, which also brought a lot of transformation. So this year as well, a lot of restrictions, a lot of hardships, feelings of loneliness, and questioning your own ability to actually form relationships. You're nevertheless really a community family person, and the older you get, the more you really want a relationship, which is very possible in the new year, in 2020, if you allow yourself to open up and really keep yourself as number one and move into relationships in a very different way than what you've done up to now, so that you really give each relationship time to develop, meet a person, get to know a person for at least over 4 months, and then really take it a step further. So the possibility of a relationship, definitely, and even more so after this year. And good luck with that. The next reading I prepared, or I looked at Marianne van Aswegen, and she says she has this lonely feeling of heartache, and I can understand that, because this year it was very much challenging you, Marianne, in your life mission, which your life mission is really in family and in nurturing and in caregiving and being a caregiver and being a mother and being a housewife and being a home decorator and really want to care for people. This year it wasn't easy, and into the future you really need to be careful that you don't take on somebody who then just wants to be cared for and who might be sick, and you then take the role of rescuer, carer, and you need to really make up your mind whether you want to be somebody's nurse or somebody's lover and partner. So you need to watch it very much that you do not go into a relationship unless you choose to do so during the next year, just because somebody is sick and you feel that you want to give your love somewhere. Because in the end, it's very important that you know that you need to nurture yourself as well, and that you have family that you can nurture, and that you are number one. You really need to look after number one, because you also had to learn in this lifetime that you had to be independent, stand up for yourself, and do things for self. So if you haven't gotten that right within this year, you will go through another relationship where you actually have a relationship for 4 or 5 years, and then this person will actually pass on. So the choice is very much yours, whether you wait for the right person and you learn to stand on your own feet and create happiness within yourself, because it's not something that you will get from outside yourself, but from within yourself. How do you go about that, finding happiness within yourself? By really cooking beautiful meals for yourself, by working in the garden, which you love doing, as I can see. You love also really decorating your own home, having some beauty around you, and those are the things that you really need to practice to come to a point where you can make space for somebody else to enter your life that can also then give nurturing to you and you to him. The next one is Carol Paper Lawrence. You asked me about your future. And first of all, Carol, I was looking at who you are. And unfortunately, the illnesses that I see at the moment are not life-threatening, but you made them rather a big thing, and they were not to be not looked at, because my feeling is the universe and the physical body tries to show you that you are not looking after your own heart. In other words, instead of really giving out love and allowing in love and being loving and caring for your pets and your animals and listening to your loved ones, you somehow moved into a dark side of yourself which wants a lot of pity. In other words, we are often not aware that we move into dysfunctional behavior patterns, and you moved into a dysfunctional behavior pattern of wanting attention and wanting love, and therefore you did not look at the payoff, but you looked at behaving in a certain way, becoming sick of not wanting to take full responsibility for your life and for your love and for your self-respect and self-love. And therefore I see that you really had problems with the heart. And the heart is the organ that shows me exactly where the problem is, because the problem lies in loving and giving love and receiving love, and all about love. So in feeling sorry for yourself or really going into sacrificing yourself for other people, or feeling sorry for yourself in the sense of then becoming sick because you do not want to approach life, causes then that we have diseases in the body, and with you it feels like it was definitely your heart. The life mission that you need to now look for and that you really need to stretch yourself for is that you need to empower yourself. You need to take your power back and know that you're very capable, very much a person who can stand up for yourself. And it doesn't matter what other people say. You need to build up a new set of belief systems that you can do the things that you're set out to do, and that you're responsible for your own needs, which means you're responsible for your own shelter, for your own food on your table, for your own transport, and for your clothes on your body. Nobody else is. You need to now take responsibility so that the next 20, 25 years of your life, you can do something for yourself which actually creates abundance for yourself. And in a way it means that you most probably need to do something for yourself. In other words, you need to be an entrepreneur in thinking what you want to do for yourself, in really showing the world and showing yourself that you are standing up for women and that you are a strong woman. So my feeling is you have certain ideas which you need to put into place within the next 3 to 4 months to then really work at this, and in between do maybe temporary work or freelance work to actually bring in money, and not to stay stuck at the moment, because you need to get out of your own prison, and you really need to know that you are the one who needs to take the next step forward to really reach something here and to build up something which is like an own business in the talents that you have. Life was never meant to be easy, Carol, but it's definitely meant to be just, and what you will put in, you will get out. And what I always found the universe to do, or call it God or call it spirit, that whenever we follow our life mission, then we also get to a point where we know that the universe has our back, really our back. In other words, we feel supported by divine source. we feel that we have these nudges that guide us forward, and when we even sleep on something, then we suddenly know that we need to take it one step forward. In a way, it's like I started YouTube. It's a thought that came up because I want to give back to humanity, because the one-on-ones at the moment are very monotonous, and after having been a TV personality for over 20 years, it's a bit difficult to then go back to isolation and just the one-on-ones. So look at it, Carol, as you need to show the world and yourself that you're an empowered woman, and that you're not a little pity me little person, and then the only person who really suffers here in the end is yourself, and your happiness will suffer, and your health will suffer, and your life, you will actually sacrifice your life. So this is another challenge for you. The next one is for Teresa Hucher. Teresa, what I see here is that you asked me whether you should continue with your courses, and as I can see that your life mission is really a life mission of philosophies, finding your own freedom, doing your own thing, doing something like hypnotherapy, psychology, numerology, massages, all these spiritual things where it needs to be living your own truth. I feel that you're on the right track, that you really need to have self-fulfillment by contributing to community, to family, to community, to other people, because you're really a people's person. And as much as you get older, you're also a person who wants to stand up for yourself and do your own thing. So go ahead with this and do what you need to be doing, because it's the right thing for you. So don't doubt, because that would be procrastinating what you actually have to do. Good luck. The next one is for, I first want to do this one for Ro Grobler, who asked me, he's looking for the one. And I loved it that the man came forward with a certain vulnerability of asking that he's actually looking for the right person for his life. And number one, Ro, you're a person who's very unique, but you can also be quite excessive, and you want to do your own thing, and you're quite stubborn in your own ways. And on the other hand, you're very soft, very gentle, and you need to be aware that if you want to find the right one, it needs to be somebody who's really also freedom-loving, kind of pure, innocent, loves nature, and that those are the elements that you really can give as well. But then also don't try and push this person into a box that you want to have this person in for, because you learn a lot through relationships and by being stunned or stuck in not being completely the person that you could be, which is free and kind and trusting and innocent and pure, but that you often feel sorry for yourself instead of stepping up for yourself. You also have a way of having grown up in a rather critical or detached way with a mother who was rather precise, perfectionistic, and maybe even critical about you. So you need to be aware that you mustn't actually look at a relationship, then analyze it and walk away, but that you give everybody a chance, because nobody is perfect. And you have the tendency to have illusions about relationships, and you put people on pedestals, and then you're surprised when they fall off these pedestals. So give a person a chance, but also be very aware that you idealize any kind of relationships that you have, which of course is a difficult one then to find the one, but rather look at it that at the moment you form a lot of friendships. And my feeling is that in about a year and a half's time, so I see it by February, March 2021, that you will actually find somebody where want you then to go a longer time with this person, to build up a friendship first, and not to fuse too quickly, not to make yourself too dependent on this person too quickly, but to let this person become part of your life slowly but surely, and that you don't fuse too quickly, but that you give it time and space. Good luck, Ra. The next one is for Judith. Judith, you asked me whether you should open a holistic business, a tall order. Judith, what I, however, saw is, and what I quite like, is that your whole day-to-day living and your whole emotional day-to-day living and your emotions are very much holistic, very much detached, very much what we call new age or different or outside the box, and detached. So your approach is very detached, which means that you will also look at it from a business point of view, but that you want it in an alternative direction. So you wouldn't be right for a person to build up a business, for instance, in insurance or a brokerage or something like that. So the holistic business is pretty much the right direction. Plus your life mission is very much that you want to nurture people and that you want to be a caregiver and that you want to care for people here and serve community, which you want to do in a more modern way or more metaphysical way. So the holistic approach should be more in a direction of where you have massages and facials and healings and crystals and oils and aromatherapy oils and that kind of way that feels very nurturing. Soaps even, maybe even a little corner for a cafe with gluten-free muffins and cakes and good coffee and soya milk and almond milk and real milk and maybe even a vegan or kind of that kind of approach as well. So I feel that 2020 would be a good year and that you are pretty much prepared to go this route, but you need to find a bigger space, a bigger plot. So there's still quite a lot of planning that needs to be done. So my feeling is you need 4 to 5 months of planning. So this would take me to about next year, April, May, where you can set this into place. And initially you will have about, my feeling is 500,000 South African rands to 700,000, which you will get together, or I can see that you already have three places where you will get the money or where you will withdraw out of savings or get certain loans, but it's 3 different places where you will get the money together, and then you need to put it into place and maybe get a sponsor or get somebody who is an investor. Good luck on that. Aralyn Brown, you asked me whether you made the right decision for your little puggy, and my feeling is you will stay doubting that decision, Aralyn, because you love your dog as much as other people love their children, because this was your child. Your shadow side is very much that you want to be always perfect, that you always concentrate a lot on health, and that is not actually bringing you happiness, but it makes you depressed. So do not doubt yourself here, but know that you had to take the route of your life mission where you take the lead in making a decision, and that you actually saved your little puggy from more pain and suffering. So to answer your question, you made the right decision. And already now you can feel him around you again, that he's very happy and like he used to be, because I see him jumping up and down like he used to be when he was very young. So rest assured that your gut feeling was right. Let me see whether I want to still do another person, because we're already on 19 minutes. Christine Alward, you asked me about your heart and your health. And Christine, this year was a hard year for you because you actually had quite a lot of conflicts and restrictions in being able to look after yourself, and even in family and your surroundings, so family, children. your own nurturing, your own giving yourself what you really need was really hard for you this year. So your heart did suffer, especially in January, February, March, and April, but it should go much better now. What you need to really look after is that you may not be too scared now to live, but to actually take a deep breath in and say, you're still alive, you need to give it the best. You mustn't try and control your life, because your life mission says, be an enlightened person, live your life, be a healer, give to others as much as you want to be given to. Open your heart up to being more loving, giving more, loving humanity, you love especially animals, and go with that, because you really need to be more hands-on, more grounded, and not so scattered, because you create so much stress for yourself. That's why I feel there was this imbalance in your heart, where you need to learn to meditate, to pray, to have your own downtime, where you not scatter yourself, run around like a chicken without a head, but really come to peace, to rest, to focus on the now, which means that you enjoy a plate of food, that you don't look onto your calendar, when is the next thing, that you put your phones away on a Sunday, and things like that, to really be good to yourself. It's already 21 minutes, nearly 22. I want to end off by saying I'm an international accredited clairvoyant. I am on Facebook and on Instagram, and I want to do this on a regular basis, and more on topics also that need to be discussed, because a lot of people are searching, and we're all growing in such a big way spiritually, and being confused and questioning and wanting to grow. And therefore I want to help with that, empower people through helping them, through guiding them, through having different belief systems or different opinions, which then are just my opinions, but maybe that make other people think about their own ways, and direct them into a different way. My website is www.mariettatieunissen, Mariettatieunissen, mariettatieunissen.com. Namaste.